Hey, it's another edition of Opposite Saxes. Seems like we were just here a week ago.
We were.
Oh, we were. Yeah, that's right.
We
And the week
were,
before that.
But it wasn't as warm and nice. And I think we have finally gotten to springtime.
I think we're turning the
and
corner.
We are dressed appropriately. We're bright.
Yeah, we're rounding the corner into April
Yeah.
and moving into May. So, I think it's safe to say that you can put a lot of the sweaters and the hoodies and stuff
Yeah,
away
pack it
for
away
another
and
year.
bring out the summer
Yeah,
studs.
get out the t-shirts,
Yeah.
either long sleeve or short sleeve
Well, we're
t-shirts.
very nicely color
Yeah,
coordinated,
got-
even the
we got
background,
nice-
although
nice colors.
maybe a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah,
Are we fuzzy? Might
I
be a
don't
little
know.
fuzzy.
Maybe it's just our glasses.
Or our eyes.
We've gone
Could be our
a little
eyes.
fuzzy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, our subject today is, are you becoming your parents?
We are.
Stop and think about it. And when we were younger, you always used to say, "Oh, mom and dad, why are you telling me to do that? Or why should I do this? Why should I do that?" And you say, "Because someday you're going to be our age and you're going to thank us for doing that." My mother always used to say, "If you don't do it, I hope that someday you will have a son and he will turn out to be just like you." Fortunately, our son
Did not.
took more after mom. Our daughter's probably a little closer to my personality. Maybe got a little bit more rebellion.
Yeah, but they're still really, really good kids.
Yeah.
And I do think of those times when we were newly married, and I was thinking, my mother doesn't understand, and and wringing my hands and shaking my head at her. And now I'm there.
Yeah. Mom,
Yeah.
Mom, why do we have to have aunt and uncle so it's over for dinner again? And you realize that as you get older, you kind of look forward to getting together with family on the weekends. And so, what our parents instilled in us, we basically kind
bringing forward,
filed it into our Rolodex, and now we're saying,
emulating them.
Yeah, and we are.
But I knew it. I could see it coming on the last few years. But what was really, and it was funny, and it hit me. I don't know if it hit you when we were in Houston, and we had met both of our kids in Houston for our daughter's 40th birthday dinner. And
our son's birthday was just a week before that.
Right. And we go and we have this nice dinner, and it was, unfortunately, we missed having our daughter-in-law and our grandson with us, but we were with the kids, and dinner comes to an end, and our daughter says to our son, "Hey, do you want to meet some of the people I work with? They're at a bar a couple blocks away." And so we went there and we walked in, we said hello, we got introduced, and our daughter turns to us and says, "Do you remember?"
I don't remember. Well,
"Mom, Dad, let's go outside. I'll show you how to get to your hotel from here."
I'm going to hang here for a little bit.
We're excused.
Yeah.
We're not invited. We didn't want to be invited. It was fine. But it was funny.
Yeah.
And she takes us outside with our son.
Because
and they show
our
us how
hotel
to get
was 2 blocks down and 1 block over.
Just go this way and let's go this way and you'll be there. Bye.
It was a cold and drizzly night.
And there we were standing out by ourselves on the sidewalk. It was funny. We weren't upset, but I thought, we've done it. We've hit the mark. This is it.
Yeah. Yeah. And your mom, God bless her, is 101 years old.
Yeah.
And she is one of the most organized people I think I've ever met. I mean, I learned some of my organization from the military.
Mm-hmm.
I learned but her mother, when she wants to have a little get together with some of the other people in her retirement community, she has it planned out to the T. knows who to call and what to order, and she's just going to have this, and then call the florist and get some flowers, and everybody's going to sit here. She's got it all organized. So who else does that? This one, and I don't fault you for
it. It is what it is.
If we're having people over for dinner, she will set the table 2 or 3 days in advance to make sure that everything is just right.
Yeah, that's just how we roll.
And she does it because her mom did it.
And my sister does it.
Yeah. And so you have become your mom.
Oh, well, I was like that years ago.
Me, I emulated my dad a lot. And we did a lot of things in business. I did a lot of the things that he did. One of the things was my dad was always an extrovert. He was always, I hate to use the word life of the party, but my dad never would pass up an opportunity to tell a joke, to be an MC if they asked him to. And I'm a chip off the old block.
You are right there with him.
If somebody needs a moderator or somebody just to get together with a group, or now that we have this Zoom stuff, one of the things that I'm noticing is some of the organizations that I work with, and we have our Zoom meetings, we have these breakout rooms, if you've participated in some of those. And very often I will be in a breakout room where I realize that if I don't say something or bring up the subject and start, it's going to be kind of a slow start to the engine. And so I think sometimes I'm put into a breakout room to help take charge of the discussion. I don't mind it a bit. I've never been at a loss for words, and I got that from my father. And I feel and I've become my father.
Yes.
And you know something? It's the greatest compliment anybody could ever give me, to say you are just like your father. And I've heard young people, when we get together with our son and daughter-in-law at their house, and they have some of the neighbors over, Jeremy looks just like you, and Jeremy acts like you, again, great,
Mr. Social,
great compliment.
Mr. Social.
Great compliment.
You are very social. You are very friendly to everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. You'll go out of your way for anybody and everybody. You are a friend to many, many, many people.
I think that there is the opposite side to that story sometimes. And that is, we often see that when people have an attitude, or people suffer from a little depression or anxiety or something, you say, gee, remember their parents were just like that. Mm-hmm. And so they've picked that up. Unfortunately, we live in a society where very often if somebody maybe drinks a little too much, they party a little too much, it may be because it was an offshoot of the surroundings where they grew up.
Yeah.
And we are a product of our environment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important, no matter what age you are, for those that are following on the show, always be aware of where you're going, what you're doing, what you're saying, because it's going to rub off on your kids and on your grandkids. And we live in a society today where very often people have a tendency to say things, then they think about what they've said and bite their tongue, and they maybe regret what they say, but they just blurt it out, or they post it on social medium. If you do it, if you do it, and you don't turn around and then criticize your kids for doing it, because they're just taking after your lead.
You said it all, and you said it well. I mean, it's true. I mean, our kids are probably, there's going to be some things that they're going to take after us, and there might be some that they don't. And I know that they're holding their breaths so that maybe
And they're
they
gonna
don't want
they're gonna see
to.
the show. And yeah, Houston was a good example because both of our kids don't mind because they are business people and they're at the corporate level that very often there's dinners involved in these corporate meetings and all. You get together and you have a drink or two and you have dinner and maybe you have an after dinner drink and all. We never got into that. I guess
That wasn't our lifestyle.
we
because
skipped
that
a
wasn't our
generation
business.
because my dad
Well-
used to have a double scotch every night after work. I never picked up the taste
My
for
parents
it.
never did that.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying we didn't, but
No, I know.
both of our kids, because it's
know.
part of
I know.
their social
Right.
life.
Right.
And
we weren't in the
there's-
corporate world. So it was different for us as well.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's just very strange to see yourself at that point. I mean, we said it
well,
years ago when we were young. Wait till we become our parents,
Right.
thinking, ha ha ha, it may never happen.
and now there
But,
are
yep,
those times where
it
sometimes
happens.
you do something or you say
Oh
something
yeah.
and you go,
Oh my
geez,
God.
just
That's-
like my mother, or
Yep.
just like my father.
Yep. Yeah,
But
that's true.
if
And I don't think there's any way around that.
my mom was a good baker, I picked up that talent from her.
Mhm.
And also, I guess I could say that I've become my mother with regard to cooking and baking. It's a good thing.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, sometimes there's bad talents that you pick up from your parents.
Yeah,
and then
because
you,
of my
you emulate those.
because
But
of my mom's need to control. I think I had picked up on that, and I'm just trying to pull back a little bit on it.
smoking was a good example. Both of my parents smoked. Did both of your
Yes.
parents
Yes,
smoke?
except my
Well,
mother gave it up like me very early on.
My
very
mother, my
early
mother
on.
gave it up after she got everything she needed out of the
S&H
green
stamp
stamps
catalog.
catalog, because you used to get the stamps on the back of the cigarette cartons.
Yeah.
And when she finally got everything she really needed, she said, "That's it, I quit."
And she passed a big garbage bag on to me, and there weren't any more S&H green stamps.
Yeah, there's absolutely no,
Sorry, Mom.
but she couldn't part with it.
Yeah.
She
So I
couldn't part
got
with,
them.
and that's another thing that we've kind of become our parents.
Yeah.
We have a hard time parting with things too. As
Well,
a lot of
you
people
do. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't, boy. They say if you don't use it within a year, toss it.
Yep.
And I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you.
There's a piece of furniture currently sitting on our driveway that I didn't want to part with, but all of a sudden, there it is on the
It's
driveway with a little note says
gone.
free.
It's gone. I will never forget when your mom handed you your checkbook from college. What was she
Yeah.
doing keeping your checkbook?
She kept my checkbook and she kept every piece of stationery, every business card I ever had in duplicate or triplicate. And she used to send thank you notes whenever we would send something to her. And she would always send a thank you note on a piece of stationery
From 25 years
from
ago.
Indiana University when I
Or from their vacations.
or their vacations. That was
Years and
those
years
were the days
later.
when you'd go on vacation, you'd open up the drawer in
Yeah,
the desk.
at the Holiday Inn.
There was always envelopes and stationery and
Mm.
cards. My mom used to
She
take
took it
that.
all.
And because
She
she
took it all.
never bought a box of stationery in her life.
Well, we don't have to worry about the stationery at the hotels because there isn't any.
They don't have any.
No, we don't eat
They
jams
have-
and jellies.
Instead, they have the Wi-Fi password.
Right.
Because
right,
that way you
right.
could just email
Right.
whatever you need to email.
And she used to take jams and jellies. We're not into big jam and jelly people, so
We
we
buy-
don't take jams
Yeah,
and
we
jellies.
buy the Smuckers by the jar now.
Yeah. So for that, that's one thing you're not like her. But anyway, hopefully you all get a little chuckle from what we've just said.
And
And
most
you
of
can
you
relate.
probably can relate to it and realize that, yeah, you know what, it's true. And it happens in my family when I was younger. And now I became my parents,
And if you,
but stop and take a good look at your kids.
I was just gonna say, if you think you're listening to this and you think they are out of their minds,
Right. Yeah.
well, just wait,
Yeah.
just wait.
Yeah. Just wait. And open the door for your spouse, because I learned how to do that, and and I still do it because I became my father,
And
he did that.
I try to please you
Yeah. And you do
because
it too.
that's what my mother did for my father.
So go out and do something really nice, because you are your parents.
Sorry.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.